All right, thank you for joining me in this edition of my kind of tech videos. As part of my channel, I'm going to do some introductory things and some modifications that you may have not thought about doing or you just didn't want to try yourself. There's some really cool things you can do with some relatively old appliances in today's world anyways. I mean, everything changes out so quick. I'm going to show you the basic filter change on the Dyson DC14, which will be the basic same filters on the DC07. Some of the later models, the DC14 Animal, same exact motor and everything. And then I'm going to show you how to upgrade your HEPA filter to a washable HEPA filter. That way you do not have to keep buying the replaceable. It is a lifetime HEPA filter, quote unquote. Basically, they expect the motor to fail before the HEPA filter stops working. I'd rather not get to that. A clogged HEPA filter can generate extra heat and yada yada yada. But let's get to it, and I'll kind of run you through what you can do and where you can get this part. So the basic filter clean, you pop this off, and then you're going to pull open the top. The DC33, this canister is now located on the side. It's a little bit different. It's got a blue kind of rubberized outside filter and a hole in the middle. The older DC14, DC07 has this filter. You wash this thoroughly, get it as clean as you can. If you have a smelling problem with this specific filter, you can boil it. I will do a video on that later and kind of give you a rundown on how to do that. Boiling the filter opens the pores and allows more out. If you're a smoker, it's generally a big problem is the smoke capture in the filters where it really does smell. I bought used DC14 and I had to go and boil this filter, boil this filter, and boil the HEPA filter to get it working. Otherwise I'd have to replace all of them and add a cost to about $100 if you buy it from factory. So you get these washed out, you set them out in the sun, they dry out. Make sure they're 100% dry, otherwise you will get mildew and mold, and you will have to go through that whole process even if you have brand new filters. So be very, very careful. They have to be dry. Do not heat them. You can blow dry them. That's not that big of a deal. And then it's always good to inspect your filters, make sure this is not crinkled or cut or cracked in any way. The seal, that is. All right, you put that back together, and then a lot of people don't know that there is a HEPA filter in here in the first place, and that it can clog. HEPA filters do clog. Lifetime filters, it's a theory. It's more of a, hey, it's supposed to last for the lifetime, but it will reduce performance. So it may last the entire lifetime, but it'll reduce performance. So on this particular one, this filter it's dirty, it's discolored, but it is a good filter. If it's black or if you have lots of hair in it, that means it's filtering so much media that it's probably slowing down performance and being a problem. So you can boil these. It's not recommended. It will loosen this whole foam ring. You'll have to put that back on or order another one. I personally just ended up doing a few spots of glue, and then I still have my foam. It's a decent filter. It's a really good HEPA filter. I have had no issues with dust coming out of this, and the particulate matter is really small. Now, if you want to do that, this is for my other DC14 I just worked on. You're probably wondering, what the heck is this? This is a washable HEPA filter, and this is a Dyson brand washable HEPA filter. And part of me wonders why they didn't do that in the first place. Well, Dyson engineers have kind of changed up their methods, and they're trying to go filter free. So the next best thing to filter free for their current models is a washable HEPA filter. This is a DC33 washable HEPA filter. Now, here's your part number. Just pause the video if you want to, take a picture of that and get your actual part number exact. The used filters on eBay, or not used filters, but aftermarket and generics of the DC33, most times are not washable. I've asked them specifically, the sellers, if they're washable. No, they're paper replacements for the DC33. The only true, genuine washable HEPA filter is from Dyson itself. Now, as you can see, there's very, very little variation, and this is why I went to a display. I cracked open the filters to see the DC33, and I went, what's the improvements? I kind of studied it. The foam that helps it secure it to the motor base is thicker. It raises this particular HEPA filter, the original, up, and this one has a ridge in which if you're moving it around a lot, it's the ridge is holding it in there too. So it's got two ways of holding it pressurized, or not pressurized, but a lot of pressure on it to the base. The DC33 filter doesn't have that ridge, so it's going to fit really tight, and I'll show you that in a second. And it has the foam built in to the actual canister itself. It's reinforced with a fine plastic mesh here, which you could probably see right here. And then the HEPA actual is behind it. It also has a kind of reinforcement ring to hold the filter in place and more stable. If you notice this one, the HEPA filter has sagged in. They kind of reduce that by putting this in. So this is a much better designed filter. So if you're going to replace it, why not do this? Let's install it. So the only obstacle you're probably going to run into with installing it, you take out your old one, boom, that's it, done. The issue is going to be this. Remember that ridge I mentioned that is in the original filter? Well, it's kind of pushing back. It will fit. You just have to kind of make sure you get the side clamps and everything at the same time. Let me do that since I'm holding the camera. I'll do it and come back. All right, so I basically had to put my hand down in here, stabilize it, and pound with both hands, to one holding and one pounding, and it clicks in. Now, if you really want to get technical, you could sand off that ridge. I just prefer not to modify anything if I don't have to. I really didn't have to. And as you can see, plenty of space for the airflow. It's a great replacement, and then when you need to do your filter changes, I'd say based on your usage, once a year you could pull this one out and clean it. The old HEPA filter you couldn't, and you would incrementally lose more and more power based on the clogging of the HEPA filter exhaust of the motor. Hopefully this has helped you out. The DC33 is basically the same motor base, so it makes sense that this would actually work. Hopefully, if you're in the need for a HEPA filter, you can go and just pick that up. And I will be doing a few more modifications and hopefully the tear down of this whole machine and a full funnel cleaning and internalized breakdown that I haven't seen really that much on YouTube. Stay tuned. I also will do this Dyson against a rainbow vacuum, and I will do some head-to-head tests as well as a combination tag team test where this will be a first pass and then rainbow will be second. This will be a series of tech videos for different things and modifications to save you guys a little bit of money. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you like, subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to write me in the comments, and I will try to get back to you. Thank you.